And it just, I guess my question is this: what are some good podcast resources to check out about Solana?
Arm It Done.
If you want something technical, our developer relations lead Chase has something great called Chewing Glass. I would definitely listen to that one.
I like Chewing Glass too. Also, Eat Crowns.
Solana Legend and Ice Knife also run a podcast that's probably going to get more bumping and be really good. Also, Mark Cooler and be really good. Also, Mark Cooler is super cool. If you want to know, he's a DGOT. He does interviews with like project founders and stuff. He's done
some hours doing some, somewhat of due diligence.
Most of the time on these spaces, bro, I'm just quiet, listening, asking questions, because I'm just learning like the market psychology, like the projects and all that stuff.
I know you're a student of the game. I appreciate that about you, Daniel.
Yeah, bro. So Caleb, I see you got your hand up. So go ahead, and I wanted to go to Tay and Malik. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, I'll just be quick. Kind of. The first thing I wanted to tack on to Beck's point about the FUD and stuff. You just shit posted.
Go for it.
Okay. It's basically a note he put together of what.
Yeah, I seen this.
You saw this? Yeah. If you guys haven't, it's just like a bunch of FUD that he put together in his notepad for tomorrow. And for Drew, Moon Roving BTC, he does like a podcast like show, and he's like sponsored. He has like 50K. He's a good resource as well.
I just tagged him with Moon Roving and Sovana Dow because Shark Tank is fire too, and Retromentum is a fucking boss, son. So yeah, that's where you'll get the most information is spaces. Like the podcasts are good for the technical shit. Chewing Glass is absolutely the best. But if you're just like a DJ, right, you're trying to be one of the poorest, which we appreciate. So you want to go to those two spaces. Sovana Dow and Moon Roving.
I'm a Solidity developer, so I would like to mess around a little bit.
Oh, not just a poor, but a noob too. No, I'm kidding.
Nah, but I mean, Drew, definitely, you can look into like, I mean, I don't know if you write Rust, but I mean, there's like a lot of platforms that like with.
But I like you could do the same stuff, it's just a little more verbose, if you will.
Yep, exactly. And Tay, thanks for coming up. I appreciate your patience. How are you?
Yeah, good, fam. I just wanted to address two topics that were brought up. So it was. So the bot accounts or whatever that Trippin Apes is getting, I think Apes is doing that. I think that's people trying to get whitelist and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's actually a perfect point.
Yeah. Number two, I would say about the roadmap. The roadmap is the troll videos about stuff, and both of those are tied into the roadmap, and so you might want to look at those.
What's the resource? Where would I find that in the Discord?
They posted on Twitter.
Alright,
So if you just like scroll through their Twitter, you can find all that stuff.
So would you say, like, just in general sense, you're bullish on these?
Oh yeah, I'm very bullish. I'm in hold, so.
Fuck. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so you're gonna hold. Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, if anything, that might be the play. I mean, overall, flipping versus holding on ETH has been like plus EV to obviously hold. You know. Oh shit, we got the founder here. Let's do it. Thanks for taking the time, brother. Lysergic, what's up? Sorry, guys, I'm gonna have to skip you here. Let me see.
What up, dude? How you doing?
Good. Thank you so much for your time, brother. So I
Yeah,
don't know
man.
if you got to
talking about us, and even in respect to other projects that are giant. I mean, we're stoked to be even mentioned in the same vein as them. But no, we're all down here in Florida, actually getting ready for a mint, working. It's gonna be a pretty fucking long night, but to be honest, I just want to come in and say, like, appreciate you guys like opening this up and actually doing it respectfully, and I understand some people have certain opinions about the project, just like anything.
Shit, is he rugging or me?
I think you're rugging a little, brother.
Oh, sorry.
Early rug.
Down Miami, they have no cell phone coverage.
Can you? I went off Wi-Fi. Can you guys hear me okay now?
Yeah, you're good now. You're good, bro.
Okay. I just wanted to address the whole like how big our following is. Like, that wasn't something we necessarily intended to do. Like, we'd be doing the same shit if we were here at like 50K followers, right? If that was a little more normal. But I think what happened is, after OK Bears kind of blew up. I mean, obviously, like Ethis came over, but I think even the Solana people just wanted these whitelists more. They wanted to find the next big thing, right? And I'm not even implying that we're that, but I think that. Excuse me. The influence trying to win contests with bots or not, I think the whole space has grown, and again, maybe organically, maybe not as organically, but we just don't want people to fade us just because of where we ended up getting. We don't. I know we post about where we're at. We post the 100K, 250K, whatever, but we don't sit around and focus on that and think, oh, we're big shit because we're there. Like, we understand we have a lot to prove, right? Like, tomorrow's when everything starts for us, essentially. So I just want to jump on it and let people know that, like, just because you very well could be right. There could be a ton of bots that followed us to try to win contests. Not denying that. I will deny that we never bought. I will deny buying bots. We never would do that and kill our engagement. But yeah, that's kind of just my 2 cents.
Hey,
Lysergic.
I brought up about the huge following. I just wanted to say that I was saying it in all due respect. I don't believe in the bots. I don't believe anything. Everywhere I go, doesn't matter what space, where, it's all about you guys. I think it's impressive as hell. Like I said, I'm looking forward to it, and I give you all the respect in the world, man. You guys you're doing what you're doing. Yep. I look forward to it.
Hey, so Lysergic, while I have you, just real quick, like, so basic about me, like, so as a Moonbird, like, we don't spread FUD, right? Like Kevin Rose, like, we believe in like supporting all DGen members from other projects. Like, what exactly is the project about? Like, I've been doing my research like the last week. Like, since I have you here, like, quickly, could you just give like a basic overview, even if it's not like the roadmap or details? Because I mean, I know you're probably down there like degening yourself, right? But what exactly, like, just if you could just give us like a basic.
our journal entries and our just kind of our whole lore, right? It's kind of weird. I think it's important to understand like the team, because it could just be some, 17-year-old kid that has never done anything. But I've spent my last 10 years of my life building businesses, specifically in the music festival world. So I own and operate 2 festivals, and I'm the director of one other festival currently, but have done multiple others. So my world is running festivals, doing national concerts. I have e-commerce businesses. I have Amazon private label businesses. So I'm like truly a serial entrepreneur that has been through it, right? So I know how to build brand, hype communities, just kind of all this stuff that actually it really relates to NFTs in a sense, especially when related to music festivals in the music world. It's actually very similar in a sense because it's community driven, music scene, music community, NFT space, your holder community. So that's kind of my background, just to at least give you an idea of like, we're not some people that just randomly got lucky by putting a couple contests up on Twitter. Like what we did, we believe was pretty deliberate. With like how we initially launched our content, the type of content we launched. And so, that aside, the project is really a lore heavy, it is, obviously a PFP project, but it is a lot of on-chain utility. So it's tricky because we are obviously trying to be kind of secretive and mysterious about it, but stuff is going to happen, pretty quick, and it will become less secretive. You'll understand what you need to do, like what the goals are, what the end goal is. But here's my theory on roadmaps and like why this is shifting, because if we put out everyone or everything that's going to happen in the next 3 months, then when they happen, it's not that exciting, right? But if we put out these little hints and clues through our transmissions or through our journals, and people kind of like work with each other and engage with the community to kind of figure it out, that's when the fun begins, right? So like, and then when it happens, it's like, yeah, fuck yes, I knew that's exactly what it was going to be, or like, it's just it's pure like organic excitement. So that's our real goal with that. It's not that we're like not doing anything. 'Cause I've been working on this project for about 5 months. And yeah, so I just want to be clear that yes, we have a secretive secretive um, roadmap, and kind of the utility isn't totally announced yet, but that will be slowly leaked in. And what we've been doing and why I jumped on this space is because the main goal has been to build trust. Like hear me talk about what I do, what I can dive into what the team does as well, but I don't have a ton of time. We got to get back in there and start working. But yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, if you have any other questions,
I think that's genius.
No, first off, Lysergic, thank you for backing me up, because that's what I basically said based on what I knew from my friend Brandon. He knows you guys in real life, and he told me about you. And the thing is, I also saw two.
Yeah,
You probably know exactly who I'm talking about. But here's the thing:
who?
the only reason we're spreading FUD, Lysergic, is because we want lower floor price. So
Oh, dude,
that's all.
I know that. When
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. Thank you.
we're just
We're
spreading
coming from the
FUD.
ETH
years
side,
ago,
bro. You gotta
and
understand.
he's
We're just
a
trying to
big player in
sweep
this.
those floors up, dog. What are you
Yeah,
talking
we're
I
about?
get
poor. We're poor around here.
I
That's
get it. Yeah,
facts. Check the
I,
pinned.
I was talking to Frank earlier actually, and I was just like mentioning like how bullish the pre-mint is. So FUD on. We'll keep working and prove everybody wrong. They're actually FUD. Yeah, and launch are pretty like for real gonna launch. I don't mean it, and I'm like, feel free, have at it, see how low you can get that price. But yeah, we have a crazy day tomorrow, right? Like we don't know what to expect. I don't think anyone does. We're
Oh, mint out at 35
Bro,
seconds.
when
However long it takes for the fucking 30-second transaction to go through your whole goddamn machine. I don't even know if you make it to public, dude. Do you even have enough to make it to public? Like, how
I
many
know,
bucket
I know
lists
it's
are
going to
out
go
there?
on. I'm going to be clicking that mint button, screaming "fuck" all afternoon because I ain't getting.
Wait, so the circuit gonna give away Webbies? Is that correct? This
I
yeah,
mean,
weekend?
there's a couple
we've
to
more
give it.
hours
already
to go.
submitted. Like they have it.
Yo,
They
wait,
already
hold
have it
on.
completely
To give it
compiled and
away.
ready.
Yeah, wow, bro, come on.
I forgot that we had till 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. Yesterday. My bad.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we're certainly at the 11th hour. I mean, we're actually literally about 12 hours away from mint. it's gonna be. I mean, let's hope Solana holds up. That's obviously a big thing.
Right.
I don't know if it will. Yeah.
Well, you're gonna break it. That's okay. So before you leave, how many whitelists in total are out there? Because what can Public Mint even expect?
Really handle that portion with Magic Eden, but it would be somewhere in the ballpark of basically everyone submitted. Somewhere between 9,500 and 9,600, I think. I could be a little low.
Yeah.
So there is some. There is also a small team allocation. I don't know if that's included. Like in theory, there should be a small little bit of public, but I wouldn't. I don't know. You know how bots are in Magic Eden or just any mint. So we will see. I just don't want to make any promises to anyone. It's just gone and everyone's expected to mint.
Nah, bro, and I just wanted to say, I appreciate your time, man, because, when there's sus mints, as you know, just on blockchain in general, and, the founder's MIA, and, you don't hear anything from the team,
Yeah.
and shit just mints on, people are anon, that's what causes people to be sus, but, if you're Max Chad and you come on here and, fuck with us and talk to us, it just makes it that much more bullish for everybody, you know what I mean? Because we get some transparency.
Hell yeah, dude, we're down anytime.
Out.
I just did a Magic Eden Spaces or a Discord AMA 2 hours ago. Man, we've probably done at least 15 in the past 3 weeks.
I'm gonna reach out to Tiff too, talk to her, ask just to get her opinion, everything. Dude, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back to it, but continue talking, FUD if need be. But yeah, I appreciate you guys.
All right, bro.
Peace, guys.
Later. Well, that was pretty cool, right? Didn't expect that. I don't know if anyone wants to give their 2 cents, but that was pretty dope, man.
That was dope as hell. That shit only happens when Danny's hosting and shit pops up. That's why I love showing up here, Dan. Thank you, man. And that's awesome. That's again just pumps everybody up for tomorrow, reassures us. But again, friggin' we know Solana's gonna go down. We know we're gonna be pushing that fucking button ass to refresh the page. Try again. It's gonna drive me fucking nuts.
Bro, do you guys think the network will crash tomorrow?
Oh, for sure.
100%.
It's not. Do you think it's? How long do you think it will be fucking down?
No.
Prediction mark. Who wants to throw 10K on it?
No.
1 DPS.
Wait. You're guessing, Irvin? What's you over under that it goes down? What do you think?
I said it'll hold up.
Yeah.
Who's gonna go against that?
I don't. It may hold up, but I guarantee it's slower than slow. And friggin', the numbers at the top are yellow, saying friggin', they're overwhelmed and trying to keep up. But your NFTs are safe.
Bro, I mean, if it goes down, hopefully, the floor starts going down because people panic, and then we can just, that. I mean, I'm just saying, people will fucking overreact all the time, so that would be dope.
Good point.
Get some plebs to sell. You know what I mean, and then just scoop it up.
I feel like people are for sure gonna have those floor sweeping bots up though.
Bro, I have that bitch up right now.
Dude, facts.
Nah, I'm kidding. I don't have it up yet. But Blex, man, you're one of the smartest people in this biz. Thanks for coming out, bro. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good, bro. I'm ready for tomorrow, bro.
You bullish?
I'm bullish as fuck on this shit, bro. I've been stacking the past few days and flipping shit with the Cree just to get enough fucking liquid. I'm scared to get priced out at 50, bro. No cap. But if I do get priced out, I'm just gonna buy. I'm not going to talk about it actually because I don't want to raise the price. But anything that you guys are looking at, and if you get priced out on Trippin Apes, grab that shit tomorrow because people are going to be selling to try and get this shit. So,
facts.
Daniel, start that.
Where are you
alpha
guys
down.
for the not Tripping Apes?
Yeah, well, that's the next day, Irvin. We're working on the art right now. We got to get the metadata.
I have 50
we got to get the
whitelist spots that I
metadata
didn't
done.
give any away, so I'm just gonna show the fuck out of it.
The candy machine's not live yet. I'm watching intently on the fucking on chain.
Yeah, because I shut it down. I minted the whole project out. Actually, I'm gonna be minting out Tripping Apes tomorrow, guys. If you guys want it, it's gonna be 100 floor soul. Just hit me up. I'll give you whitelist.
Daniel,
Bro,
my alpha's been
I'll DM
good.
you.
I'll
DM.
You need to make an alpha DAO, dude.
I know. I've been it's in the works.
Bro, I told you, people DM me crazy shit, and I'm like,
how are
wait,
you feeling about it though, Daniel? because
I'm
I saw your post earlier. I need to get your true 2 cents on it.
So I'm just like, well, even when all right, so like my best example from like ETH, like in terms of like not even just the project, because like bro, you can't even get another like some founders on ETH, bro. You just never know them, but people are so fucking degenerate that they're like, fuck it, right? Like I'm still gonna mint, like no matter what. But you can not, you can basically you can't get people to not mint on ETH. Like it doesn't matter what it is, right? So like originally I'm just like, okay, well the page, right? Like how I'm thinking about it, the page is fucking huge. So you got all this engagement on the page, but like it's only been around for 2 months. Like versus like Moonbirds, Bored Apes, like Kevin wrote, like it doesn't like mathematically add up. So clearly there's like artificial shit there. So then I'm like, okay, well, what's like the community's like? So I've just been asking around, like just feeling out the vibe for the project. And I mean, bro, I mean if there's that much demand where like everyone's gonna degen regardless, like I think people are gonna underestimate how much money is gonna go into this shit. So I'm gonna buy just because like if I buy at like 40, 50, 60, and then like all these fucking guys get priced out and then like the team starts spending money on this, like it could easily just go to 100 or some like like okay bears, like people literally had no idea like on Sol, because most people are like flippers on Sol, bro. They're like, bro, they're selling shit for like .1 Sol, bro. Like you're selling shit for $20. So I'm like, okay, so if that's what your goal is, like you're gonna get priced out of a lot of like good shit, you know. So I don't
Hey
know.
Daniel, that's $5. And there are
Oh
a
shit!
ton of
Yeah,
degen mints
sorry.
open right now for
Yeah.
$5
Sorry, my bad.
in NFTs.
I forgot this is pours. Yeah, it's
It's the
real pours.
pours. It ain't
Yeah,
$20. That's a
so,
fucking
so
point four bit,
motherfuckers
son.
flipping shit for like $20, $5, $4.99, whatever the fuck, 4 for 4, right? So
Yo,
like,
they're just trying to pull
it's,
$6.50, six
so I'm
dollars and
like,
50 cents, dog,
so
on
like,
each
which is
one.
dope. No, which is dope because if you get 100 degen mints, don't get me wrong, like you can literally come up. Like I'm not saying you can't, right? But I'm just saying. So like most people with these big cap projects, like a lot of hype, a lot of money behind it, like you get priced out quick. Like that's when you see like a lot of cope, like Moonbirds. Everyone sold at 7. You got a VC with like fucking $600 million, like ready to go, bro. Like what do you? It doesn't matter what you think. Like the money's gonna come into the project. I'm not saying this is the same situation. I'm just saying that type of thinking has fucked so many people in this business, you know. So with the amount of like capital I have now, like I can afford to risk a little more. So if I buy 4, and like you know what I mean, like it's like a bullish condition. I mean, it should go well, right? Like if it doesn't, then you know, I mean, I just take the hit, right? But like I rather have skin in the game, also because I'm just not gonna sit around while all you guys are fucks are talking about it. Like I'm gonna be bored, so like I just want to participate.
Yeah, I feel
So
that.
Do you want me to bring people up or not, Daniel? Because there's six
yeah. I see
requests.
we got a
All
lot
right.
of people. Yeah.
I'll bring
What,
up
what's up,
first and
lads?
we'll move through it.
Something
Yep.
I kind of wanted to say, you were talking about like the 40 soul thing. Were you guys hearing how much these whitelists were going on like
Yep,
in
100
Discord
soul,
chat?
like
Fuck
100
yeah,
soul
dude.
raffle too, right? Or auction or whatever.
Oh, yeah. I think I heard about that one, but
Yep.
I've heard like 20, 40 soul like numbers. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, somebody just offered me 50 soul right now for the whitelist.
Holy cow.
What's good,
Yeah, man.
lads?
I
I'll give
look,
you
you
5
want
mil
to
right
Man.
know?
now, bro. Take it.
Hold on. One reason I was really argumentative about even if the 20%, 30%, 50% of their Twitter is not organic and the other half is, I saw Moonroving give away 5 whitelist spots and in 24 hours got 15,000 new followers. So let's just talk about that. Let's say there's 10,000 NFTs and 50,000 people want them, not 330,000. Let's just pretend 50,000 people want the 10,000 NFTs. And let's pretend 1,000 of those people aren't for the poor like we are. So we don't know. And as was suggested, well, they could sweep their own floor if they wanted to hold some of their own equity or their own liquidity and they wanted to redistribute that over time. I mean, market makers do shit like this all the time. So at the end of the day, I would say we should focus not on how well the Trippin Apes are going to do, but instead, what might we get some good deals on if liquidity does exit. And I think a couple people have mentioned some blue chips that may go down. But if I'm thinking like 2 projects right now that seem very bullish, I would have to choose Degen Trash Pandas and Steppin' Shoes. That's probably what I'm looking to get, like
Let's go.
banger
I,
deals
I
on
don't know.
tomorrow.
I don't
And
know about stepping,
we will not
but the
show the
pandas.
Ponzi
Them
shoes
shoes,
on my
bro. Chris,
fucking
why'd you
space.
say that, bro?
God
That's what I
damn
was
it.
planning on getting, dog.
Stop shilling these Ponzi shoes on my fucking shit. But anyways,
Yeah. I mean, for real, I don't think we should talk about this kind of stuff. I mean, Pandas is just a PFP
no,
project, and we're building a game. But the shoes, like, you might really get people into trouble because the economics and the game theory behind it doesn't really scale
No,
up.
Hey,
I
Irvin,
disagree,
expand on
Irvin.
that,
I
bro, because
disagree.
people be talking about it.
Y'all don't want a shitty. Sorry, y'all don't want a shitty shoe. I know y'all are some Solana homies. I'm
let's
also a bit
go.
Solana homie, but I hear y'all talking about some tripping apes. So I don't know if y'all checked out Trifters, but we got some toads and some mushrooms over. I mean, yeah, some mushrooms over there. We're tripping Bay Seas right now. We're tripping out all the projects, bro. Y'all need to come check it out.
Bro, come on. Not right now, dog. Like, what the fuck? All right.
Man, I'm about to call up NFT Rock in this motherfucker. All right,
Yeah,
dog.
come
What
on.
the fuck is going
Any,
All
on
right,
right
I'm gonna
now?
fade tripping apes and I'm gonna fucking ape into that instead. All right, I'm gonna head
yeah.
out, guys.
I'm
All
looking
right,
for
boys.
sober apes. That's
No,
what's
but
nice.
anyways, guys. Without further ado, Teddy's, are you good? Are you there, man? What's up? What's going on? And then I wanted to rotate over to a fellow Moonbird. I think I can't check if it's his or not. But what's going on, guys?
What's good? What's good? What's good, guys? You guys ready for the mint tomorrow?
I mean, I am definitely. What about you, bro?
I'm participating. I think it's a very good opportunity to make some money tomorrow. I guess it's like an easy win. If somebody's able to mint, I think that's like straight up profit right there. But it would be a fun action on the floor as well. So looking forward to that.
We're vibing, we're minting, we're building. That's what we do in Solana.
Yep. So why are you bullish on these? Right, just to hear different perspectives.
So like first of all, it depends on how the team is executing, right? Like their execution, their marketing, the way they have put things out, their story, like everything is being perfect. And there's a reason why there's so many people interested in it, right? And their purpose that they're serving. At the same time, there's so many projects that start with what and what they have to provide. There's very few projects that start with why, and it's just like focusing on those aspects and then looking forward to how they execute with whatever they're trying to deliver out there.
All right, so back to NFT Rock. No, I'm just joking, Teddy.
No, I
mean,
agree.
I fucking love you, bro.
Teddy's, I agree, bro. And I think what I've been saying this to you guys for the whole fucking month, right? I think we see this on ETH all the time where like the meta, in soul terms for listeners, like the meta changes or it changes, whatever. And like, I think previously before these hype projects, right? The meta was like utility, like this project launched staking, this project launches this, right? This project is doing this. So like, it's something that everyone's going to rotate to and buy. And there's derivatives and degen mints and like the meta changes. So like, to my understanding, like the meta is now like, okay, well, does this project have legs? Like, is there real founders? Like, is there a real team? Like, is there branding? Like, is this like an actual NFT project? Not as like, if not like, what is this project doing? But like, what, like you said, like, what is the entirety of this? Like, is it gonna blow the fuck up so I can buy it? Right? Like, because the world, there's more eyes than just like sold degens now, like trying to mint. Like you got fucking 9,000 people on this whitelist, right? So like there's a lot more that goes into it now than just like basic utility and shit. So I mean, I think even just for like risk, like I like it just because it's like there's a lot of hype behind it. Like there's gonna be like price action, like, and this market's been dead. So like for any volatility, I say all the time, like I want the market to trade and people to participate. So like if this is, if it's not a long term thing, then sure, right? But if it's like even just like mid to like tomorrow or whatever, like I'm definitely excited to like buy.
It's not even about the mint, like it's about the process that you're taking the entire community to, like the way they did marketing, for example. It's still an experience that everybody went to into and participated, which is still a value. And then the dude has these many followers. He's still coming out in the spaces and like spending his time understanding what people are looking for and taking feedback and looking forward to it. I think that's the best thing any founder can do. Like you can hype something up and put it on sale and anybody can buy it, but like if people actually believe in what you like are doing, then that's the best thing to do, right? Like it's not like the goal is not to just sell an NFT. The goal is to do business with people who believe in what you believe, basically.
But I think that goes deeper too than just like your community. That has to go with your team, because no founder is going to be able to build anything on their own if they can't motivate a strong team.
Well, to add on to that, like do everything together, a great team, right? Like, because any business is just about a great team working together to create a product or service. So as long as you have a wonderful team and you're taking care of them, like you see it all the time, even in normal businesses where like owners don't, they just care about the money. They don't care about who are working for them. Like, let's say you're working at McDonald's, for example, and
I
like
do.
you're treating, yeah, that's fine. And if your boss is treating you bad, like you have no reason to treat your customers good too, because you're not gonna have like that you don't feel belong to that business, you know. But like when somebody's taking care of you and makes you feel belonged, like you give your blood, sweat, and tears into that business. So I think that's the biggest thing, like to attract great people, and then if you take care of your team, the team will take care of your community and your customers.
So, Teddy's, are you a long-term holder, or when do you actually paper hand?
I only mint in something that I actually believe in. That's why I've never been rugged or scammed.
Yeah,
I've only minted some
the
projects.
thing is that people don't do that. Like, I think everybody's lying to themselves. They're talking about that they're not speculating at some point. Like, probably a very small percentage. I'd say literally less than 25, and we have the data, right? Literally, like on apes, for example, really hold long term. Like, seriously, like when the apes came out, I mean, I'm one of the first people that minted actually the apes, right? It was like 1 week where people were actually, very few people were actually trying to solve the cryptographic puzzles, and then afterwards, a few KOLs got involved and exploded. But the
Well,
reality is that not many people go ahead and actually hold these NFTs for a long term. If you go from going like a 10x to 40x and then goes back to a 5x, at some point, most people will paper hand, and the data's there. You know.
um, to add on to what you said, like it also depends on your entry point. There's 5 types of people in this NFT space. Some are holders, some are flippers, some are just here to collect, some are here, like everybody's serving a different purpose. So when you have a wide variety of like people interested in something that is like blowing up on internet nowadays, like it depends on what product you have out there and what can be the use case depending on the user, right? For people who bought into Bored Apes, they didn't just buy an NFT. They bought into the story, the experience with that, and then like they hold on to it because they were enjoying that experience throughout this process of the tribe that they found and the people who are believing in the project, right? Like you're holding on to it because you 100% believe that this will appreciate in value over time. You're not holding on to it because like you're just a member of that community. You're believing in that community, in that tribe, and the value you're getting out of that, being a part of it, right? Like at the end of the day, that's the biggest thing in the space, which is like to provide value over time and not just like throw everything at once and then be like, oh, I'm done, I already served my purpose. It's like, how can I make it better tomorrow, like for not just myself, for others around me.
Just what's up?
Irvin, I'd be curious to know if that data is like what the difference is if you were to look at a project like Kevin Rose's project or Gary Vaynerchuk's project, because like the reason people purchase those two particular ones are for the founders, for the people that they know, as
Right.
to where Bored Apes was purchased off of an anonymous group at the time. And I'm very curious on the data being different on long-term holding coming from those type of projects versus something like the Bored Apes.
Sure, and I did a talk on this, and probably maybe I'll ask one of our researchers to do a Twitter thread. But I think overall, the general, like what most people within the data community come to realize is that people start buying just into the brand, right? Not just the utility of the project. Because, like, you look at the Bored Apes, why would someone go ahead and buy, a $500,000 ape? Well, it's probably because of the brand and the flex. But then you question yourself, okay, so Ape Fest. Do you think these people holding or buying at an entry point of like 300 to $500,000 want to hang out with like a few plebs that bought in when it was like at point of something, 0.4 ETH? Likely not, right? So they're buying into the brand and probably the flex. So those are just like something to think about.
So you're saying all these VCs and Moonbergs don't want to hang out with me? They're just like, all right. Great.
You bought it.
I literally
Let's be
laughed.
serious.
Yeah,
Hey
I
man,
don't
I'm hanging
like
out
it,
with you
bro.
right now.
We hang out with like Novograds a few times, you know, and this is because they want to talk to a few people, but think about it.
It's like their charity work, right? Literally.
You bought
Yeah,
my
they just
bag,
write
you
off
get to
all
chill
of
with me for 5
Alex.
minutes.
Why would they want to talk to a poor Colombian like me, anyways? Like
They write off $1,000 an hour for each of these events. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I got it. All right. Well, no, I do appreciate those perspectives. Hoot, my fellow Burb, what's up? I hope you want to hang out with me. Yeah.
Oh, what's good? What's good?
What
No,
up?
I challenge him
I
to
don't have
change his
Berg yet.
PFP to an octagon right now. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Let's go.
Let's be serious. Everybody's getting into NFTs because they're trying to get rich, bro. Let's be serious.
Nah, bro. I'm in
Hey,
it for community, bro. I'm in it for community.
community and good friends.
I
Come
mean,
Bro,
on.
I'm trying to
Oh,
build life-changing technology.
yep. No, I feel that.
Okay.
No, I just keep hearing all this Solana's for the poor, bro. But how's the 50 soul floor for the poor people? I just want to know.
Dude, it could get poor, you know what I mean? We're looking for a poor price.
No, that's all. I keep seeing this Solana's for the poor, and I'm a poor boy out here, so I'm just
Dog, we
saying what's
just keep
good.
raising mint price. Don't think you're about to fucking come up in here and roll on one on a. Nah, we'll just make it 5 soul for the mint, bro. You don't worry about the price of soul. You still paying 150 to $200
Damn.
per NFT. You don't worry about it.
Damn.
You just gotta have $200 USD in your straight. We good?
listen, if you need some poor stuff, I have a bunch of DGen mints I'm bag holding right now from this week,
Oh
bro. I
yeah.
got me and a lot of people, bro. Like a lot. So
But you
like,
gotta join the Alpha DAO to
yeah. So
get
you got
them.
to join my Alpha DAO, and
Yeah, put
then
me on. How do I join?
all right, DM me, bet.
The
Boys,
DD,
I got
Daniel
you.
Hey,
Dow.
Chris, send him some of my ideas, bro.
It's
Yeah. Why
it's
are
called
Alpha
NFT
DAOs like the 2017 paid groups in Discord? That's like the vibe
NF,
it's giving me right now.
NFT trees, bro. It's going to 10 soul probably. I don't know.
The
Anyway,
pandas. Don't forget the
yeah,
pandas.
right. But no, man. I mean, I think it's. I mean, what do you think, Hoot? It's probably just because all the ETH money is coming in, right? Like, I mean, we saw the gods get there without like a lot of ETH money, but now like okay bears, like now it's like the expectation.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody's pumping the soul right now. You gotta get into the OG projects. Now I'm working right now. Let me go mute my shit real quick. I'll be right back.
Look, if this goes really shitty tomorrow, Solana Summer is fucked. If it goes really well, then
Nah.
it's our early indicator.
It's
Okay,
not
well
going.
then you tell me when
I
Open Dive
disagree.
HQ is dropping Open
I
Era and
disagree,
I,
Rain
I'm,
bro.
Token.
I'm
Give
waiting
me an
for the
exact date.
chimps, yo. The
I highly
chimps.
disagree. If
I'm
this
waiting
You
goes
for the
gotta
wrong,
chimps.
fucking
bro, I'm
fucking
ex-
customize it.
bro, I'm excited if this goes wrong. Like, cause all these people are gonna be like fade Solana, and then we just buy everything else up. You know what I mean? Like, please.
Yeah, that'll be really good for me because I'm like super poor and shit. So like I'll be able to scoop some shit up if the shit gets faded.
Hey, I took out some
Look,
8.0,
everyone can
so
buy Soul Ninjas right now and tag Xing Xing for 50 cents on Magic Eden.
Okay, so do you guys? We brought up Az and Anna and Chill Volcanoes. I swear, if you're gonna show some shit, Chill Volcano.
Nah, dog. Nah, dog. Nah,
Yo, yo,
dog.
yo,
I
yo,
got a
yo,
Oh,
question.
what's
that's our
up?
I got
Hermy. That's
nah,
our
dude. You
Her.
don't know me. It's all right. It's all right.
All
It's all
right,
right.
my
Yo,
bad, my
yo,
bad, my bad,
yo,
my bad.
Danny, real quick, who doesn't think looking at all the projects on Solana Magic Eden in the past 24 hours, how many of them have taken a 10, 20, 30% dip? And
haircut.
why do you think that's happening? People
Yep.
are selling, grabbing this money to go
Oh
into
yeah.
Trippin Apes.
Yeah, but these motherfuckers are flippers though. They're selling so they could like try to build their soul back up.
Yeah,
Like
but
these
they
mother-
still gotta buy it
No,
from us at
dude,
80
it's every
soul before it
project.
gets dropped down to 40 soul again. Look, Daniel, you get in, you flip, you wait, you buy two, you hodl.
This like
Nah,
OK
it's
Bears,
it's
that
not like that.
dude, everything.
People
Bro, these
people have
motherfuckers
Flip
are
like
Ape, flip.
selling.
five or
Yeah.
six of them, but they sell
One at a
like
time.
just
One
one
at
or
a
two
time,
for
guys.
liquidity.
Oh, sorry. No, I think it's even worse. I think motherfuckers are flipping to get, bro. They've been flipping everything to get one or two, like enough for one or two, and then they're gonna like flip both
So
to like build their bag up,
I
and
don't.
then
They're not really flipping bears. I'm telling you. I think it's the same blue chip deal, same mindset. How are you going to get something if you get in at friggin' mint, let alone 10, 20, 30 sold, and that shit runs to 200? Uh, yeah, I'm sure you're gonna have your handful of flip, but you're gonna have the people that rise up above and pay 400 for one and 550, and I think Solana Summer will. That's a good point that guy made. I appreciate that, and this shit is gonna prove that Solana's fucking legit, and the fucking Bears was just a prelim, and tomorrow is gonna be get in or you're gonna friggin' lose out.
Let's go. We're talking about
I
Soul
like
Bears,
when
though, right?
Grandpa said,
Or what?
yeah, Soul
Grandpa.
Bears. No, that
Grandpa.
we're trying to run them back to a 10 soul floor.
hey,
Said
did you Az? Did you want to wait? Who wanted to speak?
Yeah. I just want
Yeah,
to hop
yeah.
in and say, everyone is talking and comparing about with the Bears, but what I think is the Bears said, yeah, the Bears set the market and the stage for the you know people believe that the projects can go like 100 to 200 souls in like 2 days. You know, so yeah, it's good for the Trippin Apes. We can see that it can run up to like 100 200 souls.
Wait, Daniel, are we talking about buff bears?
The ones that I didn't get that you guys all wanted me to
What are
fucking
they? What
buy.
are they at right now?
No, we're not. Yeah, nice. You're funny,
What are
bro.
they at?
You're hilarious. I think they're probably at like fucking the same price they were when you told me about them like 5 months
Yo, but
ago.
Daniel, I just want to come in here and say one thing, bro. Next Saturday.
Oh yeah, for Miami.
Yeah, I got my flight already.
Dope. Let's do it. How do you feel about Trippin' Apes tomorrow, bro? You've been in Seoul for a little while, right? And you had Moonbirds, you had
It's
other
like
shit too.
I've never seen anything this fucking hype before, other than OK Bears being this hype. So I'm like, I honestly do not know what to expect. It's
Like pre-mint though, right? Because was OK Bears wasn't this hype during mint,
nah, it was
right?
hype, but this is like another fucking level because like now that ETH is like involved, like ETH and Solana are kind of like mixing up and shit. ETH people are going into Solana. This is like something different now because you got big ETH people looking at this shit now.
Right.
So I don't know what to expect. I honestly don't.
Yo,
You?
Dan, real quick, can we bring Solana Steve up here? I want to hear
Oh,
what
I'd
he.
love to have Steve's opinion. You already know that, yeah, for sure,
Yeah,
bro.
he's
And
here.
I
I'd
just
love to
wanted to
hear what
say, too, guys, if you're in the crowd and you're listening, these are community spaces. So, like, if you're from ETH, if you're new to Soul, if you have an opinion, like, feel free to request, because the opinions help everyone here, like, just make a decision, you know. So, yeah, feel free to request, come up, ask questions. Thank you. Yo, so did we bring Steve up or what?
I was just on
What up,
here
Steve?
minding my business.
Where is he?
No, he even
No,
ignored
no
my
stepping
first
talk.
Oh,
invite to
it's a new
speak
I didn't
clubhouse
until
see it.
account.
I
That's
fucking
didn't
why.
see.
Granddad told
I
him.
didn't see because I was looking at my computer. I was like honestly just listening to you guys talk, enjoying.
Hi,
No
Steve.
stepping talk.
No step and
Steve.
talk. we got.
Steve,
Yo,
what up, baby?
Daniel.
Yo.
Dude, I just go on Spotify. I just saw a song called DJ Tunes, bro. I'm about to flip. I'm about to go crazy right now.
I'm
Someone
dead.
really made a song called DJ Tunes on Spotify.
There you go. Pump the bags, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but Steve, what's up, man? What do you think? If you wanted to just educate us, you know, how are you feeling about it, bro?
About what, the Trippin' Apes tomorrow?
Yeah, just the feel like network going down, like the mint. Like, what are you thinking?
No, the toilet paper sale at Walmart tomorrow. Come on, dude.
I
Oh
love you,
man.
Grandpa.
I know. Honestly, like I didn't even think about the network going down. That's like that didn't even cross my mind. I think it'll be fine. And if it does, it does. It's like whatever. But I don't even that didn't even cross my mind. But for the mint tomorrow, I don't know. I'm surprised people are buying whitelist for 40 soul. I feel like that. I don't know. That kind of sets a floor before the floor, which I don't know how I feel about. It's definitely different than what I've ever seen on ETH because of that. Like usually you can't like sell whitelist, so that just sets a different tone. So, I mean, I don't know. 40 is a really high buy-in.
Famous Fox. What are you talking about?
Well, what do you think, Steve? Do you think it's kind of like how like a whitelist will mint out like a week before, and then that floor will kind of like set it? Like that's what I'm thinking about it. Like that's going to be like the support level in a sense. Like people are like, okay, well, 40 is what what we're thinking.
Yeah, and I know someone said, "What do you mean, famous Fox?" I mean, like ETH projects are the only type of projects that have ever had this type of hype, but you haven't ever been able to sell an ETH whitelist that I've ever known of, at least. But I'm
Yeah,
a,
yeah.
I see.
Really
like
quick,
a
really
I
quick.
floor,
see.
like no Solana project has ever had this hype. Only ETH projects have had this kind of hype. We've never seen this like this before here. So like I've never. I'm gonna be very interested to see how a 40 floor price starts. I don't know if we've ever seen anything start that high that has had this much attention or will have this much volume. It's very,
White the
especially when
40.
Solana was at $50 at least.
What's the next rug? Friggin' whitelist being sold for 40 soul. Shit! Now that we're
Yeah,
selling for
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
honestly, to
Really
me,
quick, really quick. Solana shield break, really quick. So the reason why Steve says that selling whitelist is not possible in Ethereum is really due to the issue of composability. Like for whitelist to take place on Ethereum, like the actual developers have to go ahead and encode, actually code a list of addresses, which takes a ton of gas and is super complex. But on Solana, it's more composable and you can get this shit done. So you can flip whitelists. That's it.
I see. I knew that you couldn't there, but you could here because it was harder on the back end. I didn't know the details, but that's why we got Irv to drop that. Thank you.
Yeah, you can do shit on it, Let's go.
Well, I
Absolutely
got
absolutely love Irvin, man. Though when he's here, let's go. Knowledge all day long.
a gripe though, Irvin, about Solana that I'd sure like to ask you about.
Bro, drop it like it's a volcano. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Why is it so much easier to do like breeding and burning contracts on ETH than on Solana? There's no real good open source on Solana.
Yeah, well, it's actually gonna get easier pretty soon. But one of the core reasons is that it really how smart contracts work on Ethereum versus Solana. On Ethereum, if you want to go ahead and do a mint, you have to literally deploy a new contract, or you can use this kind of like framework like this, but it's still you minting a new contract, right? Whereas in Solana, the whole notion of an NFT is really a standard that lives on chain. So you're not going ahead and publishing a new contract or submitting a new contract. You're literally referencing something that's already on chain and minting it out. Unfortunately, this is actually better because you have an overall standard, but it means that you don't have the ability to manipulate the code itself, right? And so that's one of the complexities really on Solana. But there's a few things that are coming, like what DJ Trash Banners or Pit the Panda is doing with Raindrops Protocol, which will allow to kind of have these breeding mechanics to turn NFTs into semi fungible tokens and more. So it's gonna get a bit better. Just keep an eye out and stay put.
Yeah, she'll be on the lookout. Definitely would like that for not obviously not just myself, but more projects because that's a big thing over on ETH. You know what I mean? So would love to see it more prevalent here on Solana.
Sure. Yeah, no, yeah. If you have any other technical questions, always feel free to ask them. Teddy, just see you got your hand up, and then I wanted to, introduce some other speakers. Go ahead.
No worries. And you're doing an excellent job in hosting the space as always, Daniel. Thank you. The what I wanted to add was, I mean, it's like straight up in like information that is what every project is doing out there. For what Steve said, like they have insane amount of hype that you usually see on ETH projects. The thing is, like if you really spend money in marketing, like you can build up the hype. That's not a problem. Like building a hype is nothing new in the space. Like me and my friends, when we were bored like 3 years ago, we made one of the most liked pictures on Instagram, an egg, like literally a picture of an egg, and in 10 days it has 10 million followers. Is it easy to do that? It's pretty easy to do that. All you need is just the right network of people pushing it, right? It's that easy. Like you just need a right network of people pushing it. The problem is, after that hype and dust has settled, there is no community because people who are buying into it they're buying into that 90,000 likes that they see and FOMOing into it. They don't have a reason to buy it. Like they're just flipping it, right? After that flippers market is done, now what about the project? Like, what's the heart of the project? What people are actually genuinely wanting to take that project further, apart from the price? Like 99% of the ETH projects right now are going down to zero, like straight up down to zero. 0.9% are trying to survive, like trying to survive, and there's 0.1% that are okay. Cool Cats, Azuki, Alien Friends, all the blue badges, the good projects that we see today. If you actually genuinely take a look at them, they're all trying to survive. And like Solana projects, they only have multiple pumps. And like I'm not saying they always do that. There is few projects who actually are maintaining that level and executing it right, but it doesn't happen all the time. So like look at Hype Beast, for example. That project was insanely hyped. Like look at the floor today. So hype doesn't create a community. Like what I'm trying to say is, on internet and social media, from the background I come in, I have grown over 36 million followers on Instagram in 6 months from $2,000. Like, it's just, you just need a right network of people and a little knowledge of mass media. And if you just execute it, like it's pretty easy to reach that audience. And that's all this NFT space needs, which is like like connecting this space with more knowledge of, like, in a way that a normal person who is an early majority, like the people who fall into the early majority of the group, they can buy into it. Like for example, Daniel said it earlier, which is like, I don't want to like just stand out and wait like while all of you guys talk about it and miss out on that. That person, he's an early innovator of this entire world. Like there's only 1% of the people who do that, which, and those are the same people who want to be the first when an iPhone comes in new. You know, those are the people who stand in line for 6 hours before a new item comes into the market. Those are the people who just want to be first, you know. And after they have tried it, there is secondary volume, there is secondary trade, where others trust because somebody else has tried it. But now, in order to have like a sustaining environment and a sustaining business or a sustaining project, you need a little more than that after that secondary volume, which is why Bored Apes are excellent in doing it, which is they have built trust from educating their own audience. Instead of donating 5% or 10% of like whatever the revenue generated, if people were to actually put that money into educating their own community, like instead of donating into charities like right off the bat, because that's a revenue raise to run a business. That's not a revenue raise to just like throw away that money into charities just to look good, right? No business does that. Show me one business that starts a business with charities. Like you can, I'm not saying you shouldn't do philanthropy. I think it's great to help people, but not at the cost of burning your own business. Like have a foundation first, and then when you're at a very stable level, donating after that is fine. and
This
and,
is
and
facts.
you get what I'm saying? Like if you
Yeah,
start with
totally.
educating your own fucking audience, like even if it's and they will feel trusted, that we trust this project, we trust the founders, they're taking care of us in terms of knowledge, so that we can make better decisions and invest into better projects. So it doesn't just help one project, it helps others around them too. So like when you see hype and stuff like that, numbers are pretty easy to put out there. It's really not that hard. If you give me $500,000, I can take a project anywhere from and get 100,000 likes on it. It's not that hard. All you need to do is have 50 influencers retweet that thing in a single time when you have 50 influencers retweet that thing in a single larger audience, and it will keep showing it as long as there's entertainment and people are interacting to it. It's just the algorithm.
And breathe like an influencer. You need to keep going viral. You need to keep the attention. You need to keep pumping. And like you said, a lot of these brands and these projects die out because they don't know what they're doing. And when they start, like you said, the next thing you know, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to do a charity. And that's honestly, that's a sneak peek to like where their head's at. Like their head shouldn't be there. Like you said, not that charity's bad. It's great, but your head shouldn't be there. Your head should be brand, investing in your community and growing the same way influencers grow. Invest in your community and keep going viral. Everything you said was absolutely correct.
Damn.
Hello.
Yeah, one quick thing that I know, and I think Teddy's you really hit it on the spot, and a lot of people ask me is like, Irvin, there's a lot of games that came out on Ethereum and Solana, and they did well and they died out, and the reality is, being on the inside and knowing how things work. I mean, some of these projects are really working with KOLs, like project. If it's a DeFi project, that happens, and so. For some of these NFT projects, they also might have done the same thing. So you see them kind of go viral at the beginning, but then afterwards they kind of just like die off, right?
The thing is, let Vegetal Beast, wait, how is it spelled? I'm so sorry, but you go ahead first. You have your hand raised. I want to hear what you have to say.
How's it going, Teddy's?
I'm well. Thank you for asking.
Good. I got mentally pummeled by the goblin community a little while ago. I'm not sure how many times I can hear people make funny noises and keep my sanity. No insult to the goblin community. They're running off memetics and they're running off of hype and
Yeah.
yeah. What you say things like people say things like educate. What does that mean?
Okay. I know this. This is the reason. Like, I went to on so many Twitter Spaces to put this across. Well, education in terms of just the reality. Like, how is this market moving? Like, for example, normal person. Look at the Tripping Ape Solana Club, right? Were they insane in creating the hype? Absolutely. Tomorrow, the people who are minting are not minting because they want to take the project further. They're minting how can they make their capital grow. There's nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But how does that serve any value in the space in terms of growing the space, right? Like when you talk about education, the education is like the real knowledge on how certain things work. So
Such
that
as?
for example,
This
like how.
Twitter space is education. Right here,
Yep.
right now, you are participating in the education.
Yeah, absolutely.
We
I
are
agree
we
to
are
that.
we are up here like that's what it is. It's we're all here sharing our opinions, non-biased. Everyone does their own research, and we just do our best to be our best for the community and the ecosystem, and sift through the new trends, the new hypes, the new metas, whatever anyone wants to call it. And as like KOLs or leaders in a space, there's people up here that lead projects. They were early. They're degens. They're investors. They're developers. They're investors. Um, I mean, that's just our duty. We're just all here together, sharing thoughts, speaking our piece, and trying to be the best for each other. That's all.
That's
That
kind
to
of
me,
where.
my educating.
No, I'm trying to be positive here. I'm trying to lead to actually elevating the conversation if people are interested, and getting deeper into what education means, what do your own research means. I did want to point out an interesting, almost circular. I won't say contradictory dichotomy, but um, the idea of saying that if I gave you 500 grand, then you can get influencers, and then where you didn't take that logical conclusion was to create hype. And then also say on the flip that people have to be in there, founders building and building hype. They are kind of two and the same things, which is why I was harping on the education piece, because I think the biggest thing that's missing in this space is the education. There's so I'm just to give some context, and I'll shut the fuck up in a second. Uh, I've been I know it's a joke. Building for years, 8 years in crypto and blockchain. A couple years in NFTs. Building stuff behind the scenes. Never had a social face. I have no social media, but I realized that the one piece I didn't understand was the most important piece, which was the consumer and the community and the social media and all the spaces. So I'm in here now aping into, you know, uh, not 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 okay bears, the goblins. It looks like I can ape into this, which I will. Um, it'll be my first Solana project, all to learn about what is going on in the spaces and what's driving floors and volume and interest and fads, especially in a bear market. I think it's super interesting to be doing it right now. But for me, I keep on coming back to the idea of what does education in the space really mean? And I understand it's being here, it's talking, but what does education in investing in NFT projects really, really mean outside of hype?
I'll tell you that. I want to listen to what Jack, and I thank you so much for your like on it, but I also want to
Hey, I
like
I kind of want to answer since you're on here,
right.
real quick. Um, I think especially if you're coming from like the traditional side, regardless of like the industry you're in, right? It, Obviously the NFT space is like the use case for the technology, right? In this case, we're using like this whatever the token standard we're using, but to like transfer IP. So like from a consumer perspective, right? Someone that how I think about it, coming from the retail side, right? Someone that's coming into NFTs now, they have a couple platform, kind of like Twitter, and they understand that using NFTs or understanding and learning about NFTs could be a way to market themselves, right? So, like, for a good example of that, to my understanding, would be like the Board API Club, right? Or a Mutant API Club, like whatever project is like hype at the time, OK Bears, right? If I join those large scale international keyword international communities, right? Now I can, connect with the communities, have more engagement on my social media profiles, which would ultimately lead to more sales for my product. Building maybe valuable relationships that'll help me grow my career, right? That'll help me become like let's just say like a world famous singer, right? Like it will be like a stepping stone instead of like grinding SoundCloud or like going to hand out mixtapes in New York or like, so, I'm just saying, just like it's a lot more practical in today's digital economy on social media than any other option. So that would be one way to like educate someone about NFTs. Two, I mean, obviously the main elephant in the room is like speculation, right? So
Mm-hmm.
people are making NFTs, right? So and I love that you bring this topic up because my entire basically like presence in this business is helping the retail side. Like I don't know if you see my bio, but I was part of Wall Street Bets. So like we used to always just educate people on like trading psychology. I used to work for a podcast too that would like just teach retail traders like trading psychology, understanding bids, understanding like how institutional investors think, like just gambling, basic poker psychology, understanding variance. So if you're getting into NFTs, like a lot more volatile asset class, what I could say for like education is like people getting into flipping. First, you got to understand what your risk is, right? Like how much capital you have, what exactly you want out of it in terms of like your returns, right? Are you trying to buy NFT points about the market?
So what would be so that's the closest thing. So the
Right.
answer.
So
Sorry, go
then
ahead.
you'd get it. No. Then you'd get, I think, to where you're taking it. Like, okay, so what is that, right? Like, what's a project like a look like that I want to buy? Maybe it's like a degen fucking mint at the right time, and then that project gets like an unexplainable catalyst, and it goes from like point 0.5 Solana to like 5 Solana the same night, right? Like good Gemmies is a perfect example of a project that a lot of people made money on a couple weeks ago. Um, Maybe it's like a project that's only whitelisted. Maybe it's a project that has like a low key partnership that only certain people have information about. A lot of these things I think would say is like an experience based thing, man. Because like the truth is that like in this market, like this asset class, you do have to like lose money and like get out there and like join the Twitter community or all like the different discords to have some sort of edge, right? Like you're not just gonna get in and crush it off the bat. But I do think I don't know if there's any resources. Oh, also getting like software tools, right? Like whether it's
Yes.
order flow tools, on chain data like for Ethereum, which you can get tools like Mobi. NFT Inspect, all those different, just basic things to like help you make psychological decisions with data like Twitter as well, relationships and stuff like that. Getting the regular retail trader understand that about the NFT market, I think is really valuable. I think it's really hard though, because like these are things that you got to learn, right, as you're just trading markets. Because we're talking about just the trading side, right? So those are things that I think are valuable for people to get. I mean, I don't have a perfect answer on like. Sorry.
Trading is a virtue of the result of the question I was asking, right? If I was asking a question that wasn't really a question in terms of education, because nobody's actually able to answer the question substantively, because nobody expects projects to actually be substantive, right? Nobody's, as you said, these are for traders. Traders mean that you're not actually looking at long term, you're looking at short term, you're looking at trends, and uh, I could not agree more wholeheartedly about the education in the space. That's why I'm on this. That's why I'm trying to find rooms where there's room for education. I'll be honest with you. My partner church is in the building. If you want to hear about analytics or mimetic propagation or psychology and behavioral scientists in terms of sciences, in terms of what drives things. My hope is to bring true education to the community. Um, I'm tired of partnering with people or getting involved with people who go, it's a PTE game. It's unsustainable.
Right.
Nothing.
The basic bullshit show, but that also makes the market go, man. Like you can't hate it and love
But
it at the
go
same
where?
time.
But go
Well,
where?
well,
No. We build substance, brother.
I mean, you guys can do that, and that'll be your edge in the market, right? But at the end of the day, it's a public market. Like if you're gonna say that, like how many IPOs are bullshit, right? It's the same. It's just
90%.
yeah, exactly. But like they still happen, and they're even legally allowed, right? Like there's an entire monopolized system just on that process. So like I agree with you, and if you guys do that and add value to the space, like that's awesome. Like that's more power to you guys. That'll be your value proposition. Like I absolutely think there's a place for that.
That's the hope, man. And sorry for
Yeah.
taking up the space.
No, for sure.
Yeah,
Looking
but
to
I know you guys mentioned education. I just want to give a shout out to Jessup, who's also putting an education podcast too, which has some pretty big
Oh,
founders.
yep.
Yeah, we
When
still got to get Daniel on this.
well, I went on. It just we had some.
We got rugged.
Yeah, exactly. But no, thank you, Fidel, for that, because I think that's like a point people don't focus on enough. But at the same time, it's like there's winners and losers in markets. At least from my perspective, right? It's like those people want to play. You know what you're getting into, right? Like so, it's like I don't know. I don't know. I've never been one to have much sympathy for like retail investors who have a high risk profile and then like end up just like gambling it all away. Like you could just went to the casino. So like I'd rather you give it to me. That's just always the way I've thought of it. Like they're gonna spend it on McDonald's or something anyways. Just being real. So like I don't know. But that being said, Jax, you've had your room for a long time, bro. Thank you for your patience.
Let's go with Jax first.
Yep.
Hey guys, yeah, hey, thanks for running the space, Daniel. You're showing up every night. That's crazy.
Yep.
And Teddy, man, shout out to you for that egg. If that's really you, man, that thing was on the news, so you definitely did something right with the marketing. But like talking about tripping apes, I just spent all day just going through Discord. I mean, so to be honest, it's built for traders first because it's so easy, so fast, the transaction fee. Whereas I see ETH people are very good at investing into really good projects. You guys can sit on a project for 2-3 months and just let it build, right? Where so people just work so fast and everybody just trade. Tripping apes is gonna hit. I just talked to everybody. Everybody's pulling liquidity out of their blue chips. Everybody's taking loans on their NFTs. Like you can go to Yon. Seriously, like there are people putting up their OK bears, just taking 50% loan on the floor price, and then just trying to get ready for tomorrow.
Bro, that's
Bots
so
are
wild.
running. It's crazy. That's why like you can't do that on ETH, right? You don't have that
I
kind of
mean,
service.
no, you can. Yeah, you have leverage. You
Oh
get
yeah,
leverage. But I
yeah.
mean, bro, that's fucking wild. That's
Yeah,
fucking,
if anyone that's not gonna try to get a piece of the action, you're just gonna miss out. Like the volume itself is just gonna be insane. And closest example I can think of is Community 3. I'm not sure if you guys are in
yep.
Seoul at that time. where it was super hyped. I think people were chasing the OKV FOMO afterwards. So that one was super hyped. It came out 30 right off the bat. It went to 50. It pumped to 50 and it kind of dropped down after. Whereas I think this one can just definitely top that. Um, Personally, I'm putting away 50 SOL just to get started on the secondary, and bots are running it. So if you have the liquid, definitely be on it. I would just play with it. Personally, I don't see anything from the project itself to carry it super, long term. Although the team seems like they get it, they're very good at marketing. And with all that capital they're raising, they can definitely do something. Because if you think about it, their mint is generating $2 million, right? With that much money, even if they didn't have a long-term plan exactly, planned out, they can use that money and grow their brand. So it can be a good hold, but definitely traders are going to make money. That's what I think.
Junior, go ahead.
Hey, so I'm just looking forward to the art shows from Trippin Ape, and I think that even though if I don't get a chance to mint, um, because I really like the art, I think that maybe we should focus on that long term. You know, they're really good at marketing for these EDM shows,
I
so I
mean,
think that for these for if you really like the project, maybe just like be able to support them by going to their shows with these projections. Same thing with the Bored Ape. Like I don't own one, to be honest. Like I'm poor, but I'll still support them maybe just by tweeting retweeting their artwork just because I really am a fan of the artwork. But I think that in general, if we can't mint, maybe we can support them. By either going to their art shows or just spreading the word about them. That's
I,
all.
I mean, I feel you. I feel you. I don't know if anyone wants to add. I'm not big on art collecting and all that stuff. So like for me, I'm like, I've seen ape derivatives before, and not one has made it long term. Not one. And there's over 100, right? So like, for me, I'm like ape artwork is very suspect. If you look at the data, right? Like just long term. Like I'm not even fudding. I'm just saying ape ape derivatives. Name one more that's like done well aside from Bored Apes, right? So like, or name two. Even if you have one, name two, right? Out of the 100, those are not good odds. Like in general, those are not good betting odds. Like you're at 2 to 100, right? So like, I don't know. But I do think supporting creators is important, man. I don't know if anyone wants to add, but I absolutely agree with you there, man. That like if they're a good team and stuff, like absolutely.
I wanted to add one important thing for what conversation we had, which is like what you contributed, Daniel and Fidgetal, which is like you asked for education, right? So think of it in this way. And wait, before I forget, Daniel, you were involved with I'm sorry if I worded wrong, but you said something about Wall Street Bets. The Instagram account of Wall Street Bets is owned by my friend. So I was just asking, like, are you a part of that? Like, are you talking
So
about?
me, Jamie, the chairman, and all of us, we all ran like the media side, together. Like my
Got it.
account was like at Reddit Trading, and
Got
so
it.
I had like 600,000 on mine. The chairman had like 800,000. Like Dogecoin Rise was like helping too at the time. Like all these different pages, we all had like a group chat together, and we were like coordinating on the same shit we were doing. And then Jamie was like the guy that proclaimed the founder or whatever. I don't know if you remember it, but then they had like a whole lawsuit over like the movie rights.
Yeah, and also there's somebody literally trying to sell that right now for
Yeah,
like
yeah,
100% of the
yep.
equity. That's
Yeah,
why.
so when all that started happening, I like got out because I couldn't afford any legal shit, you know. So I was like, all right, like
Yeah, it would be like really
I'm
expensive to be in that.
yeah. So if they came to me for anything, I would have been fucked. So I was like, all right, now let me
Yeah.
just like lay low. Yeah, because like we at that time, especially Roaring Kitty had just got his deposition, you know, so he had to go speak in front of all of them. So I was like, bro, I am not like this is not me, you know, like so. But yeah. To answer your question, yep.
Yeah. So physical, like for example, you asked for education, right? Um, Can I share one picture on the top? It's not a shell or anything. It's a picture of a graph. So I can
Yeah,
explain this
yeah.
better.
Well, if it's something solid, pump it, bro, too. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's absolutely value. Like
It's gonna be a picture of Teddy's.
no. There is
I'm
no
just
need for
kidding.
that. Bro, you're gonna see
It's
it
just a
tomorrow.
couple of bears hugging each other, and he's like, "Really, what we need is love."
Bro, you guys
And
know
we're
this is
like,
a
"All right,
pump.
man."
This is a pump friendly space. Always like. Let's go.
Okay, so
Yeah, so you should go use the first on-chain character customizer for games at imsogame.com.
okay, and you also asked physical what drives behavior, right? And like traders don't build a community, right? Like these were the points that were outlined. I wanted to explain you what this image means in the top that is pinned up. Um, like as I explained before, which is like there is early innovators. Those are the people like Daniel who and you and I who are wanting to mint tomorrow into this new thing that is coming up. Early adopters are the ones who will buy in the secondary, and then there's a chasm, there's a gap between the early majority of audience, which is the mass media audience of this world, and to bridge that gap you need to make the content that you have, like for example blockchain technology, you can understand it because you're putting this much time into blockchain technology and then and into this Twitter spaces. Normal people don't they have the access, but they're not in it right now, right? So how do you reach the mass minds and still be able to convey the message? Like that's something that have been done by cartoons in late 90s, right? And then time on, look at Disneyland and Disney World, for example. When they came out with the Mickey Mouse cartoon, Tom and Jerry, and all that stuff, right? Like, if Jerry touches fire, for example, he gets hurt. Like kids of that age who were looking at that entertainment stuff, they were entertained by it, but at the same time, they were educating themselves that if I touch fire, I will get burned, right? So same way, like if you can create content that is like let's say different ages that reaches from 8 to 12, but still explaining the NFTs and blockchain technology to that particular age group using these characters, which are still funny and can be used in animations and stuff like that. You can also use this for a larger audiences and a higher age group, let's say 24 to and like 18 and so on, who understands movies and stuff like that. You can create documentaries, you can actually create a Netflix show on NFTs, like to reach mass media and still convey the same messages in a more experienced and in a and like immersive way. Like the thing is, like this the chasm between this early adopters and the early majority that you see in the picture on the top, like that is what takes this space to the next level. Like when you ask about how do you take this space to the next level, it's like by building trust in the early majority of the people who want to actually, like, they feel secure. Like even if you just walk down to a normal lane and catch up with a normal person and be like, hey, do you know about NFTs? They probably didn't heard about it, but like, or they don't know anything about it, or if they know anything about it, oh, NFTs are just a scam. Like because it's connected to cryptocurrency, which is a highly, like, a lot of people consider it high risk asset, right? That's fine. But like if you are able to reach mass media with the help of mass, like, marketing and using right content, I think this entire space can benefit a lot with the foundation that we have. Like,
I
and do you get what I'm
I
saying?
Yeah, I agree. I agree, but like, I know you guys are having this dialogue, but guys, this is like a Solana, and like we're talking about a mint that's going on tomorrow. So
I'm
like,
so sorry,
and
but I just
no,
wanted
no,
to.
no, and Fidgetal,
I'm so
I know
sorry.
you want to respond and everything too, but I was just hoping like if we, because we got like 4 questions on the line, and then we got 230 listeners on the line. You know, like so like if you guys want
No,
to do a
I
separate
was gonna,
space,
no, I was gonna, I was
yeah,
actually just gonna pivot positively, and then I'm happy to drop down.
yeah,
The
yeah.
main reason why I brought up all that stuff, and I told you that this is like me learning. Why are people buying Tripping Apes? Why is it highlighted that it's on Solana? What the real question for me was, why are people? Why is there 350,000 followers? What is, other than the word apes? Why is this what it is? That's what I was trying to get at. Because I'm going to ape into it if I can, but just
Cause
for social
cause
education.
it's it's just the market, bro. That's what I always say. I'm like, you know what? You're gonna get good actors, bad actors, good projects, good companies, good. But like these people are speculating on it. So I don't know. I'm not the I'm not the team. I'm not the founder.
No worries. And the last thing I'm going to say is Teddy's little graph in the cute little shell. It's literally on the left is devs in blue, orange is light orange is degen, orange is retail, and red is the people who send money to Ethiopia.
Absolutely,
Nigeria.
absolutely, bro. You got it 100% right. See, I just gave you some education, and you took it all in, and a lot of people who were listening took it too. So this is exactly what I'm talking about: entertain and still get the message across, so that people don't get wrecked tomorrow in the mint. Because there's a
I'm gonna
lot of
take
people.
your I'm gonna take your little graph. I'm gonna NFT it and generatively create
Do
a
it,
10,000,
please.
and,
Go
and I'm
ahead,
gonna
man.
call it education slug.
Bro,
Absolutely.
let me know if you need help marketing.
Me?
No, I'm talking to my boy over here.
You're messing with me, right?
No, I mean possibly.
Does it have to be a slug or can it be a caterpillar?
All right,
Perfect.
guys.
We'll,
We got.
we'll call it education capitalist. Thanks,
Wait,
guys.
hold
Have a
on. The
great night.
caterpillar, they
Thank
can
you.
breed into butterflies.
Thank you, and I think that actually probably did well for the listeners in terms of risk profile. Maybe you had some people ready to degen their whole life savings tomorrow, and maybe they're like, all right, fuck it, I got to pay rent tomorrow, or I got to pay rent this month, so like maybe I'll just keep.
No, don't pay your mortgage. Leverage your
Yeah,
Yeah,
car.
but can't you
yeah.
pay rent late though without getting evicted
These
like in
motherfuckers,
COVID time?
these motherfuckers were probably like, oh shit, I can get a loan now on my NFT. Hearing this shit, right? They're like, yo, I can go I don't even gotta sell it. I could just go get a loan. Yo, fuck
Your
my
answer,
credit cards. Fuck my
by
credit
the way,
cards, bro.
the answer to your credit to the real estate question is yes. You don't have to pay your rent technically in some states. I'm a real estate attorney, but if anybody wants to take a look at what's going on, 2008 was 90%, 80 to 90% subprime mortgages.
Oh my god,
We're about
bro.
80, 90% subprime
Did you
credit
trade?
cards and
Did you trade that
cars right now.
Did you trade that market or no?
I sued that fucking market.
Can I ask you questions after this? Because bro, like if you're looking at leverage and crypto and the numbers, dude, I was too young to trade that market, but it sounds like the same shit, bro.
Credit
You know?
cards and cars,
Yeah,
leases,
yeah,
90% levered.
yeah. But now you can get 1,000x on a crypto asset. That's like, you see what I'm saying here? Like the whole, bro, just the whole UST thing, like had me freaking the fuck out, bro. Like, and then, yeah, I got a lot of questions.
Yo, by the
Well,
way, thank you so
yeah.
much for having me, guys, and thank you, Daniel, and everybody out
Yeah.
here
No,
for
thank
hosting
both of
this.
you guys. I
I
think
really
that helps
appreciate
people
it.
with their risk. So guys, yeah, bro, Mo, thank you so much for your patience. I want to go to Mo, Dollar, and then Taco. Taco, I see you down there too, bro. I got you. I didn't forget about you.
Yeah, hi Daniel. Good morning, and good morning to everyone listening. So I'm just going to keep this brief as possible. Yes, I just wanted to touch on a few things because a lot of people have been saying, oh, they don't think the OKBS, they're like the follow-up pump and everything was organic, but I beg to differ because first of all, I got into OKBS Twitter when they were sub 3,000, you know. And one thing that actually struck me was the simplicity of the arch. They had these we're gonna be okay thing going on, and they had like this OKBS thing going on as well. And when I got into the Discord here, like also another thing I always look out for is I always look out for reaction. Like if they drop a sneak peek or they drop a message, the amount of reactions, also determine for me how organic this thing is. And like for every time they posted a sneak peek or a giveaway, a lot of people were always reacting to it. And I tweeted it that I told my followers that you guys should get into this project because I feel it's a different kind of art. It's the meta is different. It's not like the normal ape, cat, and all those things that we see. And the project it blew up. Like even their whitelisting processing was pretty easy. They gave about 5,000 whitelists for people that they had this contest where you just have to do the OKBS sign, and you post it and you get whitelist. So whitelist was actually very easy. Now coming to Tripping Apes. I also got into Tripping Apes. I think there were about 6,000 followers when I saw their Twitter, and like immediately immediately I saw the project. I'm like, yo, this guys will actually do well because one thing that struck me was I think they're like the third tweet on their page was them having this they had a show in Vegas where they displayed their apes and all of that. So this is like what other projects will tell you. Oh, after we mint out, we start to have real life shows. they start to do real life marketing, that's when even OKBS, they still not finalized about their hoodie, the branding. But this is something that Trippin Apes, yeah, they're like, their third tweet was their biggest show, and then after then that's my pin. I pinned the tweets. They had like real life marketing where they had this barcode where people could scan, and then it takes you directly to their Discord. They were out there educating people about NFTs. So obviously they had the marketing on a lockdown, and everything, like from in like 32 hours, they had about 13,000 Twitter followers and 17,000 Discord members. So obviously, with the kind of marketing they did, a lot of early people that saw the project, actually, I believed in it, and I'm not surprised as to what Tripping Apes is today. When I got into the Discord as well, the same thing. All the sneak peeks, everything. They used to get a whole lot of reactions and all of that. So I'm not surprised. And then I've actually been watching their follower count, grow day in, day out. And a lot of people were saying, oh, okay, Bears, they were not as hyped as Tripping Names, which I would actually say it's not true. Like, for people in the Solana system, the people that know how to spot good projects, like, they were bullish on okay Bears, like, right from day one, because their website was simple. They had very easy whitelisting processes and all of that. So I knew it was going to do well, and the same thing for Tripping Apes. And one thing again, I feel the reason why, for every great project here, if other top OG projects, if they feel threatened, there's always so much fraud, around the project. I remember a day before OKB has been said, Frank the gods guy, he tweeted that this project seems a bit sus, which is actually wrong, because you're supposed to be like one of the biggest influencers in the space. So why not do your own research first before you come out to for the project wrongly? And the entire community, like, they actually shut this guy down. And we know how well, even there were some BAYC guys, that were always, comparing the skin texture, the eye texture, and all of that. So a lot of people were actually threatening that, okay, because they already see the potential in the OK Bears, and then we know how well OK Bears did. So for Tripping Apes, yeah, I feel it's going to have like similar effect. Like, there's a whole lot of fraud coming in, because now, because of the OKBS run, a lot of people are planning to hold, and not for quick flips and all of that. But then there's so much fraud coming in to make people change their minds and all of that. Someone was comparing Community 3 with Tripping Apes, because Community 3 actually opened up high. That's the floor price opened up high, and it started declining from there. But I want to disagree, because I mean, they said the same thing might happen to Tripping Apes, which I don't quite agree with, because Community 3 is not a PFP project. Like, it's basically a utility project, and it's not something that I would want to use on my PFP. So that actually contributed to the decline. And some people were also saying, oh, the Tripping Apes guys, they don't have roadmaps and all of that. And the honest truth is, these guys they've said it from day one that they're trying so hard to build a mysterious like, everything about them is a mystery, and they don't want to like let it all out, which I even feel comfortable with, because every project doesn't have to follow the same roadmap process and all. And these are actually just NFTs, to be honest. And the Tripping Ape team, yeah, there are guys that because there's this mystery around your project, and a lot of people might want to feel, oh, are these guys legit and all of that. You see them hopping in spaces practically every day, and it's just not one team member, like 6 or 7 of them, always answering questions simultaneously and all of that. So that to me, the team is great, the community is great, and I also really like the art. So I just feel, and then everybody's saying, "Oh, Trippin Ape is just going to be a quick flip and blah 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 blah." Blah. But look at all the flaws, or look at all the flaws on Magic Eden. Like everything is literally tanking. Why are people liquidating their positions? It's just to this new project. And one thing that I don't really like with Solana is if a new project, there was fraud on them, and they know how we felt and they know how they reacted. So I see no reason why different projects cannot coexist. Like there's so many people, both from OKBS and Solana Monkey Business. When a top project is about to come in, they always just feel I still hold my OKBS, and I'm not salty towards any project. And if when before they minted, other people will. I've been a cat holder since mint, and I know how much floor price, how much of the floor price dropped right before OK Bears minted. But you will never see me being salty. You never see me being salty on other projects, because I feel we can all coexist. And the success of one project, it tells about the entire ecosystem. So I feel Tripping Apes would they have the hype. The hype to me is very, very organic, because I've been there since day one. And they have an amazing team that they're always just communicating, always educating people about their project. And the art, to me, the art seems, yeah, in as much as, yes, my only reservation is that it's the ape thingy, but then it still feels very, very different to me. So all of this just really makes me bullish on the project. And that the more they forge, the more I just have more conviction on it. Because let's face it, if you're not threatened about a project, I don't think you will put so much energy in trying to bring them down. So that's just all I have to say about that.
All
Well,
right,
Mr.
no,
Moa, awesome. Love what you say. I just got one question. Is it a
yeah.
cult?
It's
Is it
not a cult,
is
bro.
NFTs a cult? Are we a cult?
It's not a
Yes,
cult.
we are a cult.
Solana's a cult.
You join the Freemasons, you get certain things, you get to meet certain people, go to certain things, you get to meet certain people, go to certain things. So NFTs are a frat, bro. It's the same thing.
No, it's not only a.
Dollar, thank you for your patience. How are you, bro, my brother?
Yo, dude, my Twitter feed was just you getting girls while you're over there, wherever you were, the last few days, man.
Whoa.
Yeah,
We're
Told you
talking
Amy
about
was
Trippin'
there.
Apes, Trippin' Apes, and Salon. Amy was there, but she didn't see anything because nothing happened.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like I actually signed an NDA. I'm not allowed to disclose anything
right.
about
Yeah, it
anything
was
else.
one of those.
yes, but
Interesting.
what's up, my fellow Burb? Any questions? What's going on?
I mean, yeah, no, I saw your the title of the space. I thought it was interesting. I jumped in to hear some different points and perspectives. But what I was thinking because it's not just the Trippin' Apes. There's this other project. I forget the name. That's got like 250,000 followers or whatever, and it's
Is it
it's
the
like this.
goat?
I don't know. It's called like Trick. It starts with a T. I'm not really following it, but what I'm noticing is what happened on. You probably remember this on Ethereum. Probably like 4 or 5 months ago, we had this phase where it was like, okay, the next way to like mint out is just be. The way this won't work, dude. It's huge, and of course, the whitelist sale doesn't even sell out. So I guess my thing is like, I hope these projects work, and that's all awesome. But I always play secondary, because secondary tells you whether the hype is real or not 100% of the time. Like you just can't fake that. So I know you pay a premium. Like obviously, if it takes off, the secondary market takes off as well, and you're paying could be 2 or 3 times mint price. But if there's a real 300,000 people that are looking to buy, I guarantee you 2 or 3 times mint price as nothing. You're still early, so you have your wallet ready, have your soul ready. if you can see that it's immediate traction, there's a lot of volume, jump in, and you'll feel a little bit more comfortable. That's the immediate sort of temperature measure, instead of just trying to figure out whether you're fighting against just completely fake followers and Discord members. So I'm just saying for people to be careful. Secondary market is generally where the biggest collectors will play.
Can I add one little thing real quick on that? Thank you so much for telling that, Dollar. But the market do find its truth first by moving up to the last FOMO buyer, and then by moving down to the first holder. And the biggest thing is, like, when the dust settles, that's actually when you find the right community. Like, after the hype is gone and the floor is back to normal, that's when you actually find the right community and people who actually want to move the project forward.
I mean, I feel you, but I mean, this is trading. Like, at the end of the day, there's gonna be another one in a week from now with the same exact shit. Like, let's just be real.
Absolutely. And anyways, I'm gonna be participating tomorrow in the mint. We're gonna be trying to buy it at the cheapest, and hopefully it reaches its all-time high at 200. But I'll be dumping at 198, y'all. So God bless.
Let's go.
I mean,
Good night, bro. Thank you for having me. Thank you
Let's
so much.
go.
You guys have a wonderful night.
Daniel, there's definitely some truth to it, but it's like you already see people sell the last and mint the next, and like the what would you call it? The retention, not the retention,
Bro,
like the
how long
loyalty.
we been doing this shit, man? How much shit have we seen, dude?
Yeah. So we don't buy into that. The loyalty. There are some projects with real communities and stuff, and they're awesome. And I think Moonbirds. I'm sure the Bored Apes would definitely fall under that category. Like, they do exist, but like pretending that most people aren't trading is just silly. So yeah, I would just say secondary market is the place to be if you can. But other than that, hopefully it goes well. Like, hopefully they both crush.
Listen, I want to say something for Irvin because I have to shut up for a second. But real quickly, I love, obviously Frank's cool dude. We have relationship. I love Soul Big Brain, but I would like to mention one thing. While Frank was in here, and Soul Big Brain simultaneously, which Soul Big Brain left fairly quickly, but when Lysergic came in, the room grew larger than when both Frank and Soul Big Brain were in here.
I didn't even know Brain was in here. I would have told him to come up. This motherfucker.
I invited him. He was, but even when him and Frank were here, okay, and then Lysergic comes, room pumps, and 200 people stayed. The room was like 68 people. 200 people stayed because we're still talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
You got some hype, bro. I know. I'm ready to fuck.
That's nuts.
Yo, if you want to pump me up, get Frank back in. Like, you already know, bro. You guys fucking give me hype. Give me fucking.
I can get Raj in here.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah, can someone ping Raj and just see what he thinks about it?
Switch it to Solana for the pores, and I'll get him in here.
I'm 1 in the morning. I'm fucking getting me piped up. It's not good for my blood pressure, bro.
He might be here. He might be awake. Change to Solana for the pores or something.
And then Dirt. I know you came up, but we got some people in front of you. We got Amy with their hand up, and then Alpha. What's up, bro? But Amy, go first.
So, I'm sorry, please can I quickly chip in something for the guys that are trying to snipe on secondary, because Magic Eden is going to be completely broken. That I can assure you. If you want to snipe newly posted NFTs, you can snipe on coralcube.io. That was where I was able to get my second
you
pair
can't give the
for
Alpha,
it. So.
dog. What are you doing,
Oh,
man?
so
Come on, bro. The fuck? Oh, no, it's all good now. There's no choice, right? Whatever. Yeah, there's a site called Coral Cube, which is like the website that it hits before it hits Magic Eden. But it's probably gonna. Do you guys wait? Is the botting on chain? So like it doesn't even matter which website. Like it's just gonna get botted, or is it like botting on Magic Eden only?
Only Magic Eden. Only Magic Eden.
Dope,
yeah, like my bots
dope,
are set up for Magic Eden. Or if you have a personal bot that you can set up for anywhere you want, that's another advantage for yourself. But there's not a lot of out there. But the main bots that are coming from NFTs are Magic Eden.
No, Mo, thank you, bro. I'm just, I'm always fucking with you, bro. I love your inputs. Like, you always bring so much value to my spaces, bro. Like, for sure. Amy, what's up? How are you recovered yet? What's the deal?
Oh, I am recovered, my friend, but it was a long road to get here. I'll say that much. Anyway, I'm trying to be an intelligent human in this space and not a degenerate like I was the other night when we were out. We can just leave that until next time.
I didn't think they were ready. I don't think. Sorry, I don't think they were ready for like what they were walking into.
My dude, they obviously weren't ready because they wore shorts out to the bars in Miami. And they thinking they could get into nightclubs. We saw it from a mile away. It's, I don't know. Love the cats on crack, but they needed a little. They need a little sprucing. We'll get them next time. I really love those boys though. I really want to do a round two sometime. Hopefully, maybe they'll be coming to NFT NYC or something like that. Hopefully they'll bring pants next time. Um, anyway, so I
Hey y'all, I gotta get out of here real quick. Love y'all. I'm sorry. I
Later,
gotta
bro.
run. Sorry, I'm sorry. It was my perfect timing with my moment. I was like, oh shit, I gotta go. Love y'all. Peace. Thanks, Dan. Thanks,
Sorry, homie.
gang.
All right, bro.
Irv, Dala, Amy, everybody.
Later, bro.
So anyway, I've got this marketing company. Why are these why is why is this the thing right now? And I've just got a list sitting in front of me right now of hyped mints that are popping on Solana right now. And we've got Trippy World with 221,000. We've got Norios with 62,000. We got Mystic Min with 116,000. We got Wobblebug with 176,000. We've got Just Ape with 91,000. We got King of the Streets with 201,000. We got Mob of Art with 108,000. Vandal City. This one, talk about the like what Daniel said, like looking at just the track record of what meta is sticking around and what doesn't work. Like we know that 3D art is just not something that people are buying into really on Solana. It's just something that isn't hitting. So like is it gonna like let's look at those projects and it's like we can play the cross out game with some of these things. Is a derivative ape project going to be the one that sticks around and moons past all of the rest of these projects that have stuck around and lasted the test of time? I don't know either. Probably not. If you had to guess, if I had to guess, just like Just Ape is in that there's a handful of little monkey projects, and then there's and like that hasn't stood the test of time. So it's like while all of these have like 200 fucking thousand people following them and people are aping into this shit, I've been doing this cute little thing where I've been going into random spaces and asking people what they know about Trippin Apes, and people really see how absolutely ignorant people are sometimes, and they don't treat this like like a business or they're investing. And they just have so much FOMO, and I just fear sometimes that people aren't treating this like a business but are acting like this is their business because this is what they are doing for a full-time career is flipping NFTs. um and I don't even have an ending. Like I'm not even going to really land this plane. I'm just going to throw all these facts in the air and see what people have to take with it, because that's just the case. Like people don't really know what they're doing. And this is also coming from someone who's been in the music industry for a long time. And I'm not trying to FUD too much on Trippin' Apes because I have a lot of respect for the marketing that they've done for this. And as a marketer, like fucking kudos. This is awesome. And the last thing I'll say is they've said that they're partnering up with music festivals, and I've done a little digging, and my friends in the industry have done a little digging, and nobody can tell me nobody can tell me anything on any front what music festival that they're working with, and this is coming from really reputable ones. So like I just think that doing like research beyond what you see on Twitter and what you're seeing hype in the Discord, like even running a Twitter audit sometimes on some of these and finding out that 40% of the following is fake followers. It's like a quick, easy Google search. Also, just doing some research and finding out if this is like what they're connected with. Like you could be signing up for a Firefest NFT right now and you just don't fucking know it because you didn't do the research. I'm not saying that that's what it is. I'm not fudding that hard. I'm making a joke because that's what I do. But I think that the facts are the facts, that all of these are hyped. There's like literally 50, I just rattled off 15, and that's not even all of them. Hyped projects with over 150,000 followers, and there's just not liquidity for it. So it's like, I get a little bit pissy as someone who's been around in Solana and been investing in Solana NFTs when I see projects that are constantly pumping stuff out like once a week and actually giving shit to this ecosystem that makes sense instead of just some hyped project that bought 40% of their initial followers and then a bunch of dumbasses followed them in the ecosystem because they don't want to miss out on something cool. So I don't know. It just like this is thank you for coming to my TED talk of me being pissed. I'm done speaking.
Nah, get that price cheaper. Get that price cheaper, please.
I just wanted to quickly say something because, Amy, I don't know whether you touched on it. You said you did some research, you couldn't find anything. And by the way, this comment I'm about to make does not really relate specifically to Trippin Apes, but in general, there's this like common strategy of like, yeah, it's a secret. Yeah, we got some big stuff brewing. It's big, right? But
Because
they never
big.
actually, you know what I mean. So I think people can definitely do that. And by the way, there's real merit in marketing that way. But it's only fair to do that if you are trustworthy. Meaning, like, yeah, they've done some cool stuff before, and it's like probably yeah, they're working on some cool stuff. But when they're just kind of a bunch of anons, they don't really have that track record. It's hard to be like, I trust you. You know that you're actually working on some big stuff. So, I mean, that being said, like Sol is pretty low cost, and I think you can take a gamble, and it's not going to put a massive dent in somebody's net worth. But I'll just be conscious of that, that mysterious promise.
Yo, you sound like Cred. You guys know Cred?
Nope. Guys, so we got a couple people with their hands up. Taco, I want to go to Taco, man. You've been waiting like fucking like a troop, bro. What's going on, bro? Are you there? No? Fuck me? Alright, it's fine. Dirt, thank you so much for your patience. And then Name, how you guys doing? Oh, and then Alpha after. Sorry, thanks.
Yo, what's up? At first I just wanted to respond to Dollar because I had a question because he was talking about trying to shop on the secondary coming out the gate for Trippin Apes, and kind of just listening to Amy, I kind of outside of OK Bears. Not this is just me genuinely curious. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely buy Ethereum more than I buy Solana projects, but my philosophy is pretty much always the same. I mean, like I said, Solana is a little bit easier to just ape into on a mint because the actual dollar cost is lower. But regardless of whether I'm buying an ETH or Sol, I normally look to secondary. But yeah, I spend more of my time. I buy more ETH NFTs than Solana.
Okay, I figured that because and I'm not coming at you with this at all. With you talking about trying to buy on secondary for something as hype as this is, that doesn't exist unless you have a bot, because this shit's gonna get botted to hell, and no one will. Magic Eden's gonna break tomorrow for probably a couple hours if I were to.
Yep. And
but
sorry, no, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you finish your point.